Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. How's everybody doing? Chat is up and running. Did everybody have a good weekend? I did. The Lions won, so they shouldn't have won, but they did. Well, they won because Jahmyr Gibbs is just special. Plain and simple. No, yeah, the Lions appear to be broken right now. They're not playing as well as I had expected them to. All right, so afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this show, the people in the chat are the actual stars of the show. Not me. I'm just the host. Pretty much a ghost. Am I really here? I don't feel like it. Oh, I tried telling people I got a TV show and it just doesn't work. The people in the chat are the stars of this show, and the only real rules here are to follow the community guidelines established by YouTube. That's it. This is a 100% free show. No commercials, no midstream ads, no sponsors. I'm not hustling you. I'm not after your wallet in any way, shape, or form. I know it's an amazing concept, a free show. You can voice your opinion on anything you want to talk about. There's no set topics. As long as we don't piss off YouTube, everything else is fine. I'm not running for political office. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Okay. I'm not trying to control and manipulate people. It's as far from that as you can get. Okay. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. I've invited the world into my living room to have a conversation. So please conduct yourself accordingly. Okay. Today is Monday, and this is going to be a screwed up week because I'm not going to have a show on Thursday. Thursday, I won't have a show because I'll be watching a Lions play. It's Thanksgiving here in the United States. It's a holiday for families and football. I'm not sure what order, but for me, it's football first. So I finally, I got my stuff yesterday for dinner on Thursday. I'll be having turkey, but I just bought the boneless, skinless breast. I haven't decided how I'm going to prepare it yet, but I'll probably just fry it. Well, I don't know. Chicken breast comes out all right when you fry it, so why wouldn't turkey? Don't expect me to know what I'm doing. Okay. Those are some pretty high expectations. I'm just kind of cruise control. You know what I mean? Everything will work out. I'm not a detail-oriented person. I'm close enough, rounded off type of guy. Okay. I have big plans. I'm going to watch football and I will eat a meal that day, I swear. I don't know what else to tell you other than, I'll be back on Friday. We'll have a show on Friday. I'm just going to skip Thursday this week. Well, I'm telling you that because I'm trying to make sure that you guys know that, while this is a new show, it's going to be reliable. It's going to be here every day, Monday through Friday, except this Thursday. I'm also not going to do it on Christmas Day either. Football. Okay. I'm a football fan. It's my favorite sport. So, American football, I should say. Seeing as we have a large international audience. So, what's on your guys' mind today? What do you guys want to talk about? Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to leave it up to me. There's no telling where my mind could take us today. I had a decent night's sleep and a nap, so I could end up talking about anything. You never know. I took the governor off my brain when I was 5. I allow myself to think about anything I want. I'm still on my first Dr. Pepper, but I have my electrolytes on deck, so they're up next. Life is good. The Lions won. What can I tell you? The channel, well, I still haven't decided on what video editing software I want. I'm not very decisive. Crumbleina will decide. I'll put it all on her. She'll tell me this one's better than that one. That's all I got to hear, Just give me a little spark and a push in the right direction, and I'll wander that way eventually. Most of the time. No guarantees. Okay. Moving on. So what do you guys want to discuss? YouTube? It's all I watch anymore. I can't stand the commercials anywhere else. So I watch YouTube. And Crumbleina came over yesterday and watched the end of the Lions game. Mike Kimber was hilarious yesterday when they went into overtime, and on the first offensive play, Jahmyr Gibbs ran for a touchdown. Mike Kimber fell out of his chair. It was hilarious. Well, I was standing up and screaming, but, I didn't fall out of my chair. Of course, I was sitting on the couch, so it's kind of hard to fall off the couch. But yeah, Crumbleina watched it, and she's like, he just fell out of his chair. It was funny. I enjoyed the game, even though the Lions were playing like crap. The hero of that game, seriously, was the field goal kicker. Kicked a 59-yard field goal with, 20 seconds left on the clock or something. to put it into overtime. Then the Lions won the toss, and that was it. So, what do you guys got planned this week? What are you guys doing? I have no plans. Well, Tuesday I will go to breakfast with, I meet my family every Tuesday morning for breakfast. And I'll hit the bank and the grocery store while I'm out. But while last finishing touches on dinner or something. I think I'm going to buy stovetop stuffing. Well, I didn't buy a whole turkey, so, I don't know, how much. I was thinking about buying a pumpkin pie. I go to a grocery store that actually sells half pies. I was thinking I'll buy a half a pie. Well, I think that's pretty much just one serving, isn't it? Well, a half gallon ice cream, I can only get 2 servings out of that. So, well, I'm not big into portion control. I just don't like leftovers. Personal opinion. That's all I can offer you guys. The way I see it. You know what I mean? My perspective. I'm sure it's different than everybody else's. And it looked like a pretty decent day outside today, but I didn't go out because the landscapers were out there making noise. I'm in Michigan, and this time of the year, weather can go from one extreme to another. It could be 60 degrees out there, or it could be -6. You don't know till you step out in it. So, what are you guys up to? What do you want to discuss? Last week, I did, I don't know, an hour on the futility of hate. So, you guys need to jump in the chat and pick a topic. If you want to chat, go to youtube.com and download their Discord app. You have to have that in order to chat. That's the only platform I'm streaming on, so I'm just not interested in getting on the other platforms. All I see them doing is increasing my overhead. I got no reason to do that. I don't spend hours scrolling through social media. There's a couple of shows that I watch on YouTube that I actually will participate in a live chat. And literally only a few. Well, I get to voice my opinion on this show, so I don't need to go on other shows to voice my opinion that often. If you've been watching this show, it's been on almost 90 days now, 5 days a week for 3 months. So you guys probably know a lot more about me than you probably should. I'm a piece of work. I know that. Been told that my whole life. Well, I like being different than everybody else. Kind of fits like a glove. I don't know. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. Get past it. If you can't, go to the next channel. I'm not going to quit smoking just because I'm on TV. Don't forget, you're in my living room. Okay. I don't recommend smoking for anyone else. I smoke pot too, but I don't recommend that for anyone else either. Especially if it's illegal. I would never recommend you do anything illegal. Well, where I'm at in Michigan, recreational marijuana is legal. Well, as legal as it can be. But I don't smoke till after the show. See, I got my bowl loaded up already, ready to go after the show. But, well, when my work is done, then I relax. Okay. This is kind of like a job. I'm doing it 5 days a week. It just doesn't pay anything because this is a free show. What do you expect for $1.298? That's not my line. I stole it from somebody. Lord only knows who. I'm a little antsy today. I haven't had a walk yet. I want to go for a walk later. After the show, I'll smoke my bowl and take a nice stroll around the neighborhood. Fresh air, exercise, Once I have consumed all my electrolytes, then I'll take a nice stroll. 45 minutes, something like that. Half hour, 45 minutes, depending on how many people I stop and shoot the breeze with. Gives me a chance to clear my head after the show, especially if no one's been in the chat and I've been going down rabbit holes for the last 2 hours, I can't help without you guys. I need you guys in the chat to keep me under control. Well, I could just, start blasting politicians that seem to be wasting all our time and money. Yeah, I watched news this morning. I'm thinking I'm going to take another week off from the news soon. Okay. They're just too depressing. They're all pretending like all these Epstein documents are about to come out. They're not going to give us spit. Okay. They're not ending the cover up just because we tell them they have to. These are the elites. Okay. The elites don't do what the people decry. They just do whatever they see fit, and we just have to accept it. They don't care about us or our opinion. They're just in a hurry to get the Epstein ballroom complete so they can go have lavish parties on our dime. We're never going to get invited. Okay. The Epstein ballroom isn't a place you'd want to go anyways. Well, we're not pedophiles. Okay. We're not groupies. This is all these people are doing. Cocktails, cocaine, and kids. That's all they want. Okay. They're all in it for self-enrichment. Okay. Has nothing to do with us. The only time they care about the people is when they want us to vote for them. They're all just a bunch of liars. I don't lie. So I wouldn't fit in with that crowd. They have an opinion of us that is not good. Okay. I don't know how else to phrase that. Well, I don't want to, devolve into name calling, but I suppose if we wanted to kick them out of the government, the easiest way would be to repeal Citizens United decision by the Supreme Court that says that anyone can legally bribe a politician and write it off on their taxes. Maybe that would be the place to start, is make political contributions no longer tax deductible. I mean, shot, I'm just coming up with something, but the money in the politics is just obscene. They're just there to enrich themselves and their buddies. And they don't care what lie they have to tell us as long as they keep us in line. And the press is, it's not really press anymore. It's propaganda. They don't speak the truth. They don't give you the full story. They omit well, here in America, our president just didn't go to the G20 summit. It's not really a G20 if one of the countries doesn't show. Then it's the G19, isn't it? I mean, it's pathetic. Why didn't they cover the summit and tell us what was discussed and what they didn't bother? Well, we don't need to know. Okay. They're not there to inform us. They're not reporting the news. They're giving us the party line propaganda. Well, the first thing the news shows you is 3 people killing each other. That's to scare you, make you think that crime is rampant, and it's not. Yeah, my mustache issues. I don't know why. But yeah, crime is not rampant. They want you to think it is, but it is not. What percentage of the US population would you consider to be felony criminals? Whatever percent you just thought of, whatever percent you just said is wrong. It's so much lower, it's just stupid. Well, they'll tell you crime's on the rise. It's not on the rise. They'll tell you crime's on the decline. It's not on the decline. It's a constant. 7% of the population is criminal. Throughout the history of the United States, 7% of the population can be considered criminal, felony criminals. 7%. Never 8, never 6, always 7%. So how can crime be on the rise? Can't be. How can crime be on the decline? It can't be. It's a constant. 7% of the population is felony criminal. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. Voice your opinion. Let your opinion be heard around the world. That's what this show's all about. Seven percent of the population is criminal. They're not lifelong criminals. These aren't John Wick types. Sorry. The news media wants you to think crime is important. There's 340 million people in this country. That means that less than 3 million are criminal. What's 7% of 340 million? Just use a round number and just say under 3 million. Of the 3 million criminals, 2 million are already behind bars. They're in prison, in jail, or they're wearing a damn tether on their ankle. All right. 2/3 of them are already locked up. What I'm telling you is your local police outnumber your local criminals by a bunch. Jump in the chat. Tell me I'm wrong. That's why it's here. That's why it's active. If I didn't want you to be able to chat, I could just switch it off. The only thing that would change is that you wouldn't be able to change the subject, and we're stuck with just me. I guarantee you there are more good people in this world than there are bad. Just no one else is willing to get on TV and tell you the truth. I'm here. I'm telling you the truth. If only 7% is criminal, that means 93% of us are not criminal. We're not sitting around plotting against each other. It's just not happening. When was the last time you thought about going and robbing the 7-Eleven? Oh, you've never thought about that? Me either. Ta-da. These thoughts don't come through our mind. We're busy. We're doing things. We're trying to live our best life. And living your best life isn't in robbing the 7-Eleven. I'm sorry, but it just isn't. The news media is putting all this crime in front of you to scare you, because that keeps you tuned in. They're controlling you with your own fear. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why no one else tells you this stuff, but I'm telling you. And no one's paying me to tell you. I don't make a dime off of this show. What do you want? I mean, George Soros doesn't pay me. Okay. Neither does the GOP. I'm telling you that the good guys outnumber the bad guys, whether you know it or not. There's no more crime now than there ever was. There's no less crime now than there ever was. Since they've been able to keep the record, 7% of the population can be considered felony criminals, not speeders or jaywalkers or litter bugs, right? Felony criminals. They're using fear to manipulate you, to control you. Don't let them control your fear. You might have to self-censor the news. It's what I do from time to time. I just take a week off and I say, no more input from these sources. They're too depressing. Okay. Don't let them get to you. They'll drive you nuts. You all heard the taglines. Mother dies in obscure crime. Story at 11. How many of us tune back in at 11 to find out who's mother and what bizarre crime? All of us? Oh, gee, go figure. They've controlled us. They've manipulated us. They omit more news than they show. If the news is that important, why do they have to go to commercial? Think about it. Why did you have to wait till 11 to get the story? You didn't. They made you. Okay? It's all control and manipulation. You can go to college and you can get a 4-year degree on how to control and manipulate the masses. They teach you how to do it. I'm telling you, the good people in this world outnumber the bad people, and it's not just in America, it's globally. I've been meeting people all my life, and I'm an old man. And I'm telling you, the good outnumber the bad. And I'm sorry that they won't come out and tell you this, but 7% of the population can be considered felony criminals. Only 7%. Never 8%. It never goes to 6%. Only 7% of the population of this country can be considered felony criminals. And guess what? They don't stay criminals their whole life. That's only in the movies. Why? Well, they die. They rot in jail. Okay? They don't get away with it. They're not career criminals. That 20-year-old that's made a mistake and stole a car, at some point he rehabilitates and he gets back into society, and now he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got a job. He ain't got time to go to jail. He's got responsibilities. He doesn't stay a criminal his whole life. He can't. If he does, his life is only going to be 30 years long. You can't be a criminal for 80 years. It's not going to work. It's just not. There are so many good guys, it's ridiculous. Walk out your front door, point to the bad guy. You can't. You might find somebody that you consider scary, or you don't like the way he dresses, or he was running and his skin's the wrong color. But you can't, that doesn't make him a felony criminal. You can't say he's a felony criminal until he's been convicted in a court of law. These people are good. They're just different from you. Different points of your life, you're going to have a different perspective, a different outlook. The 20-year-old that stole the car had nothing vested. He had no wife. He had no kids. He had no job. He had nothing to lose. His life wasn't at risk. He made a poor choice. He had a couple of beers and he was not thinking straight, not thinking things through. He was young and immature. By the time he's 40 and he had paid his debt to society and he was no longer in jail, now he gets a girlfriend. Now he starts having kids. Now he gets a job. He's vested into our society. He has things to lose. So guess what? He doesn't even think about stealing a car ever again. It never even crosses his mind. He's too busy, okay? He's got responsibilities. He's trying to live his life. It's not a John Wick movie. There's not a million assassins out there on every corner. It's brainwashing. They're putting all this information out there, but they're not giving it. They're telling you crime's on the rise. No, it's not. That 7% figure of the population that can be considered criminal felons never goes to 8%. Ever. And it never goes to 6%. Ever. It always stays at 7%. Why is that? Because it's human nature. 7% of us are criminal. 7% of us can make poor choices. Doesn't mean you make a poor choice every day. If your lifetime is 80 years long, think about that. Yes, there is crime in America. There is. But it's not getting worse. And it's not getting better. It's staying the exact same. Always has, always will. We'd like to be able to reduce it from 7% to 6%. Society's been working at it for over 250 years. Ain't got it yet. Haven't found the answer. Because young people are immature and make mistakes. Okay. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. Voice your opinion. But we can look it up on the internet. I'm telling you. 7% of the population is criminal, which means 93%. So the good guys outnumber the bad guys by almost 10 to 1. It is what it is. We have to accept it. Do we need criminal justice reform in this country? Yes, we do. Why? Because there's a dual standard. The rich get away with everything, and the poor pay the price, not only because they're poor, but because they made a mistake and got caught. Once they get you into the system, they're going to keep you there as long as they can, because there are wheels that make money when you're caught up in that system. It's all about money. Once you get into that system, they're going to keep you there. They're not going to let you out of the system because their job depends on you being in there. If all the parole officers had no one on parole, well, what would they do when they go into work? So they've got to keep you on parole. Hello? It's their job security to keep you in the system. It's just the way it works. It'd be nice if we had no crime. But as long as there's crime, that whole system of the criminal justice system, the judge makes money, the lawyers make money, the court reporter makes money, everybody makes a living off of the same criminal. Just crank him through again. Get him a new trial, get him a new lawyer, get him a new sentence, and get him up on parole. They don't tell you the truth. The truth is the good guys have always outnumbered the bad guys. Always. And it's not just in this country, it's all the way around the globe. I worked with the public 33 years plus in Las Vegas. I met 100 people a week minimum for over 30 years. I met people from every country on the planet. And guess what? They were all nice. All of them. The Germans were nice. The Russians were nice. The Chinese were nice. All of them. They had manners. They said please and thank you. Even if it wasn't in English. Go figure. People are nice. People are good. You don't know what somebody else has got on their plate. So maybe you're catching that guy at a bad time. he's really busy, or he's dealing with something really negative, or he's super stressed out, doesn't make him a bad guy. He's just a guy or girl. I don't mean to speak so misogynistically. I don't think that way. It's like, what was it, 1964, 65, Civil Rights Act came in. And in America, they said we're all equal. Yeah. So you can hold on to your prejudices a little bit longer if you want, but you're not going to fit into society because you're not within the realm of the law. The law says we're all equal. So if your prejudices are getting you kicked out of the corporate workforce, you understand why. You're making poor choices. Just like the 20-year-old that stole a car. I'm just saying. We'll wait for you to grow up eventually, but it's just the way it is. Human beings are all flawed, including me. Make mistakes all the time. We learn from our mistakes and we try to move forward and become better. End of story. It's what we do. Doesn't mean you can't make a different mistake tomorrow. Got no guarantees there. Okay. Well, emotions get involved, right? What happens when you get angry? When you get overly angry, you can make irrational choices that you would have never made had you not been that angry. Well, the one that jumps to mind is the guy that punches the hole in the drywall. He's just so fed up, he's got to lash out. He punches that wall and knocks a hole in it. If he wasn't that angry, he would have never punched a hole in that wall, because guess what? Now he's got to patch that hole in the wall. He just created work for himself. Right? When emotions get too charged, we make more mistakes. And mistakes have consequences. Lashing out has consequences. It's normal human behavior to lash out every once in a while. Everybody does. But it always has consequences. Comes back to bite you in the ass. That's just the way human life is. You make one poor choice, and it can snowball into 10 things going wrong in your life easily, because you made one poor choice. It's like not having your priorities in order as an adult. It spawns poor choices. You got to have those priorities in order. I like to smoke pot, but I can't do it at the beginning of my day, because I'll make a poor choice at some point during the day. I can smoke pot at the end of my day when I'm not making any more choices, right? Just some of the lessons that I've learned over the course of my lifetime. You need to make your choices with a clear head. Okay. You don't want to be stoned and you're making choices. That's why you don't get high and drive, right? A poor choice while you're driving has consequences. There's a life has a level of accountability. Okay. And that some of those lessons can be very painful, very expensive. I learned that if I want to party, I need to do it when I'm home for the evening, not at the beginning of my workday. Okay. I'm not going to go into any detail and tell you how I learned that lesson, but I did. Think about it. The older you get, the less time you have. Plain and simple. When you're 20 years old, a day can be long and grueling. And when you're my age, 68, a week can go by in a snap. It's gone. The whole week's gone. I lost it. The older you get, the less time you got. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it feels. In my opinion, feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. Tell me where I'm wrong. Okay? You don't have to agree with me to be in the chat. I know for a fact that I'm the only one on TV telling you that the good people are outnumbering the bad and that crime is not on the rise and it's not on the decline. I understand this. I see the rest of TV. I turn it on, I watch and I look and I listen. And I understand that I'm the only one, but nobody's paying me to tell you this. I'm just telling you this because it's true. I learned it over time. I used to think there were bad guys everywhere on every corner at one point in my life. I watched the news and I believed them. Well, let's see. Trickle down economics. That's one, right? I believe that. Give that rich guy a tax break so that I can get a better job. Didn't work. I had to learn it the hard way. I had to live it, right? Thanks, Reagan. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah. You learn lessons, some of them hard, some of them easy, but you learn them over the course of time. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm not going to fall for that line. I used to believe politicians. I used to think, well, if I vote for him, he's going to change that law and then my life gets better. No. That's not how, in reality, it works out. The reality of this situation is that guy I elected, he had good intentions. But somewhere along the line, somebody bribed him, somebody got control of him, somebody changed his mind. And now that when I thought I was his priority, as it turns out, I'm not his priority at all. Politicians used to give a campaign promise. And over, we just hear one campaign promise after another, year after year, decade after decade, and they're all hollow. They're not guaranteed. The latest one that we're told is no tax on tips, no tax on overtime after the first of the year. Bull. That's bunk. No, they didn't change the laws. Tips are still taxable income. Until the law gets changed, it is what it is. A campaign promise, a lie, an inconvenient truth. Okay. We have a lot of inconvenient truths in our society nowadays. In my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. You can voice your opinion. No charge. It's a free show. I know. Well, it is what it is. In my opinion, you have the right to get on and voice your opinion, even if you don't live in America. So far, we've been on the air with this show 90 days. 5 days a week, 2 hours a day is the goal. I made a promise to myself when I decided to do this that I'd give it 3 years. If after 3 years I haven't got where I want to be, I'm probably going to change things, but you can't expect to create something new instantly and get it to thrive instantly. It takes time. I looked at some of the other podcasters and what they're doing, and they have structured shows where they're picking what topic you can talk about. Oh, you can talk about sports here. Well, you can only talk about news here. Or you can only talk about women's issues here. I'm not doing that with this show. People in the chat determine what we talk about. If nobody jumps in the chat, well, then we're stuck with me and whatever's on my mind. Sorry. But, I'm not just going to sit here and not talk for 2 hours. Okay. A lot of the world is ugly. And a lot of it is pretty. And we all have a different perspective on what's ugly and what's pretty. Think about that. That's why I say everyone has a right to their own opinion. They have a different perspective than I do. I'm just one guy sitting on one end of one couch. So what do you guys want to talk about? You want me to keep on rambling about good and bad? I think what the world needs to do is live and let live. Personal opinion is we need to stop trying to micromanage one another. Allow people to be unique. Don't make them conform any more than our society makes them conform. We have a set of laws that we all have to abide by. But you got to have the right to be an individual. You got to have the right to be unique. I consider myself very unique. I don't think you've ever met anyone like me your entire life. I've always kept my own path and done things my own way, even when people didn't like it. Well, I saw a different world prior to the internet than what I see now. Things have changed radically. When I was a kid, I'd see something about Florida on TV. And I'd say to my parents, let's go to Florida. I want to check it out. They're like, no. We live in Michigan. You couldn't just punch it up on the internet. The internet hadn't been invented. So I had to go to Florida by myself. It's okay. I was 13. Yeah. I needed to see it to believe it. And guess what? There were nice people there. Then I needed to see California. There were nice people there too. Actually, in the 70s, the part of LA that I hung out in is the part that just burnt down last year. Really sad. I went out there and Malibu. It was gorgeous. I loved it. I never wanted to leave. It was great. I was young. I didn't know how expensive it was to live there. I didn't understand that. I ended up in Vegas. My kids are still in Vegas. I liked Vegas. It was great. But in order to live there, you have to have your vices under control. If you don't have your vices under control, that town is going to chew you up, spit you out fast. I've seen it happen to many, many people. They don't stop the alcohol. So if you ain't got your drinking under control, don't go to Vegas, because they are not going to help you control it. Okay. They're going to do the opposite. They're going to exploit every dime out of you they can. The drunker you are, the more money is going to run through your finger just like water. But if you've got your vices under control, there's a lot of entertainment options. I used to be on the go all day, every day. I tried to cram 30 hours worth of activities into every 24-hour day. And I'm telling you, I did it for 30 years. I liked it. I was telling somebody the other day, I was at a Anita Baker concert, and I didn't like my seats. So in the first 20 minutes of the concert, I got up, walked out the door, and I walked across the street, and I went to the House of Blues and saw Red Hot Chili Peppers instead. Nice options. And I'm not trying to slight Anita Baker, because I'm sure it was a good concert. I just had poor seats. But when you have all these different venues in a close proximity, you've got options. So you don't have to put up with a bad seat. I love that about Vegas. I thought it was great. But I'm in Michigan now, and I have a very sedimentary lifestyle. I don't try to cram 30 hours worth of stuff in a 24-hour day. It's like the exact opposite. I got one speed. I call it if and when. I'm just on cruise control now. Back in the day, I used to pay attention to every little detail. Now I just rounded them all off. I'm like, okay, close enough. It'll do. I'm a lot easier to please nowadays. Well, that was, 3 ex-wives ago. So what's on your mind, people? What do you want to talk about? I'm looking into this video editing software. I'll probably do something with that in the next couple of weeks and start putting out a couple of shorts here and there or something. Well, I need to increase the viewership of the show. I need to increase my subscribers and my viewing hours. I mean, we're getting, when I look at the analytics of the channel and stuff, it's always on the rise. Things are moving in the right direction, but they're moving at a snail's pace. And then I've talked to a number of people that have told me that I need to be on other platforms, and I'm still resisting that. I like the YouTube platform, the way they got it set up. It seems pretty easy. Well, back in March of this year, I was sitting here saying, well, YouTube's owned by Google. I've got a Chromebook. They're owned by Google. I'm like, all this stuff should all work together. And here we are, and it does. It's amazing. Yeah, the only way I can get rid of this glare off my glasses is if I get a different camera. I'm just using my laptop. It's got a good microphone, though. Any landscaper goes by outside my window, you guys will hear it. But I see no reason in raising my overhead, you know. This channel costs $13.99 a month. That's a bargain, in my opinion. I mean, feel free to disagree. Yeah, I haven't. I am just starting to tell family and friends about the show. I don't think my sons have ever seen it. You know, I just, well, I want to give YouTube a chance to put the show in front of whoever they want to put it to. And it's working because we're getting international audience. Indonesia, Turkey, Hungary, Latvia, England, and the UK. Got subscribers from all of them. So internationally, it's going fine. As far as the United States, I've heard from Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Hawaii. I have no idea how YouTube is presenting this to people. I have no clue. I know that somebody found me under search for what's live now, but I have no idea if I need to adjust the hours or change the hours. I know that I'm doing 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, but in Indonesia, that's 3 a.m. Okay, it's early morning. And I know that in England, it was like later at night, I think 11 p.m. or something, you know. It's a new concept, the global time zones. I never really thought about it before. Well, that's why I named the show Afternoon Chat. I was thinking of national, not international. I might change some things, but for the most part, I'm just going to cruise along and see what happens. Well, I had some lighting issues to begin with, and I think I ironed those out as best I could. Now I'm thinking more about putting some color back here behind me on either side or both sides. Well, when I decorated my apartment, I didn't realize that I was going to be live streaming around the world. So I got what I liked. Okay. I have black furniture and white walls, black drapes, I like this couch. It's comfy as hell. It's really good for naps, let me tell you. But, I didn't like do set decoration, you know. I have two things hanging on my wall. I have a calendar and I have a picture that my sister made for me. That's it. Um, yeah, I'll come up with something. Put some color in there. I'm still trying to brush my hair more than once a day. Well, you know, I'm pretty low maintenance. Well, I don't have kids at home. I don't have a wife running around, So the only one I need to please is me. And I'm pretty easy to please in my old age. Because basically, I don't care. I know. I need to care. I should. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll buy another camera and microphone and get off the laptop. But for right now, I'm happy with it. It's fine. It's functional. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing the whole like and subscribe thing too. Yeah, I gotta get better at that crap. Well, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about when I start each podcast. I have no set agenda. I prefer it if the chat populates and you guys determine what we talk about. It would suit me much better. Because then I might be able to learn something, you know. I considered it very informative talking to strangers and finding out what their opinions were, what their perspectives were, what their priorities were, you know, what was on their mind. Very interesting to me. My mind today is, uh, bored. I could come up with some kind of a theme or a concept or something to, I guess, I don't know, direct the show in one direction or another. And I just don't want to. Hey, how's it going? What part of the world you in? Wait, is this Dave? Yep. All right. Nice to see you again, Dave. I think this is like, I don't know, a different profile or something than you were in here with the other day. I'm not keeping track. Don't get me wrong. What's going on today, Dave? What's on your mind, man? I'm kind of bored today. My mind's really wandering about everything. Oh, I know. The bureaucracy is just, it's stupid. My friend, oh, I don't even have a car anymore. Don't want one. Oh, uh, deers will total a car nowadays. They fold up like a dang accordion when they hit anything. Yeah, you're lucky that you're still alive after hitting something like that. Yeah, you're better off in a pickup truck, I think, or a truck of some type. Number one, it sits up higher, and number two, it's got more weight. Well, that's what happened to me though, was a traffic accident. I don't know if I told you, I'm crippled, right? Yeah. My right leg has got more metal than bone. Yeah, if you're going to get in an accident, you're safer in the bigger vehicle, I would think. Yeah, I don't really discuss it, but yeah, I've been crippled for about 13 years now. Drunk driver took me out. That's all right. Crippled is better than dead, though. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, any accident that you can walk away from, just be thankful, brother. Just be thankful. I know it hurts to lose property and the time, but as long as you're still alive, you're good. Hey, woman drunk driver left me in the road to die. I ain't lying, brother. I ain't lying. Fortunately, a nurse was driving by. She pulled over, jumped out of her car, and triaged my little ass. And yeah, makes me love nurses. I'm telling you, nurses are the best. Okay. Anyone that'll take their time to go out of the way to help someone else when they're not getting paid, that's special. No, she got away. Never never tracked her down. Hopefully she'll see on TV and feel guilty. Bitch. I agree. She'll get hers. It'll always come back to you. Life has a way of doing that. And I believe it's all going to be cyclical. It'll come back and bite her in the ass. So you got big plans for Thanksgiving? Well, I bought a turkey breast, boneless, skinless breast, and I'm just going to fry that up for myself. Thursday. This coming Thursday. And I was thinking I'd probably just make some stovetop stuffing and gravy and turkey and maybe a vegetable like green beans or something. It's the 27th of the month, I believe. I'm just going to sit home and watch the Lions game. I understand. It's a regional thing. The main thing that I did was I got Crumbelina. She found the turkey, and it was what do you call it? Organic, no chemicals and crap in it, and that's what I wanted. Crumbelina's a good friend. She called me. She found it in the store. I had contacted a butcher shop. I was going to buy a whole fresh organic turkey and then just take half the breast and give the rest to a friend. But the butcher shop, when I called him up, he said that he had lost his supplier, that they had went out of business. Well, if you want to come to Michigan on Thursday, I'll feed you. But I'm not having family over or anything. I was just planning on sitting here watching the game. I think there's 3 football games on Thursday, and one of them is going to be the Lions hosting Green Bay. Do you follow American football? Well, watch the Lions on Thursday, and then on Friday's show we can discuss it. I'm I'm gonna have no show on Thursday. But I'll be back on Friday. Yeah, the Lions aren't as good as I had hoped they would be this year, but oh, nice. I played almost every sport in my youth. The trunk of my car used to carry a baseball bat, a ball glove, a ball, a basketball, a frisbee, golf clubs. I was prepared to play anything any day. Yeah. I'd just be driving around and I'd go by a park and I'd see some guys playing basketball that had an odd number of guys. If I had a couple hours to spare, I'd just pull in, walk up and join them. I never wanted to like get on a team because you have to make a commitment. You know, like a bowling league, you got to make a 16-week commitment, or a softball league, 16 weeks, you know. I'm like, no, I want to play golf today. I don't want to play it every day, you know. I've just started watching soccer more in the last, I'd say, 15 years. If I'm scanning the bands and I see it on TV, I like to watch. They draw massive crowds, man. Massive crowds. A lot of people enjoy soccer. Well, supposedly, I don't believe it's going to happen here. Our president has pissed everybody off to the point where they might move it to another country and take it from us. Well, the United States is not actually rolling out the red carpet for tourists anymore. The only one I've seen that happen for was Putin, and he ain't a tourist. But yeah, tourism into the United States is definitely down this year by a lot. And part of hosting those big games is you got to welcome those tourists to come into your country. Yeah. Well, Trump will blow you for money. Okay. He'll do anything for money. I never seen such a slut in my life. Okay. Hey, if I had 500 million to bribe him, I'd get health care for all Americans. Okay. I just don't have enough money to bribe him. No, I didn't see a ticket price. I would imagine it's well over $1,000. I saw that on the World Series, the baseball championship, some guy said that he paid $25,000 for one seat behind home plate to watch the baseball game. They're pricing the average guy out of being able to attend the games. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think I would love Hungary. Seriously. I was looking at the map last night, as a matter of fact. I was looking and I was thinking that border area between, northeast of Hungary, on its northeast border there with Ukraine. I was thinking that might be some beautiful area to live in. Yeah, 25,000 for one seat. And who wants to go to a game alone? Don't you have to have two seats? Don't you have to bring someone with you? You know what I mean? You'd have to mortgage your house in order to afford to go. Yeah. Well, the borders get pretty blurred over there in Eastern Europe, you know. You're basically only an hour drive away from a different country, uh, near as I can tell, anyways. But I was thinking, you know, if I get diagnosed terminally ill or something, if I get diagnosed terminally ill, I was thinking I might move to Ukraine. I just got mad respect for those guys and the fight that they're carrying on. And I was thinking if I was going to die anyways, I may as well go help them. Personal opinion. I figure I could fly a drone. Be kind of like a video game, right? Well, that's kind of the point of my show is I'm telling people they gotta learn to live together. Everybody's got to get along. We shouldn't, in this day and age, in 2025, we shouldn't have any wars anywhere in the world. Life is too precious. It's too valuable. Personal opinion. I look at like diseases that are killing people, and I'm thinking the cure for those diseases is a human being that has to be educated that can come up with that cure. You know, it's like step by step process. And every time we lose a human life, that's someone that cannot father or parent a child or educate a child. Every bloodline that is lost is the world's loss, because we need all those human beings and all those brains to be educated in order to find the cures for each disease, in my opinion. I agree with you 100%. I wanted to educate my children until they could teach me. Okay. Teach your children until they can teach you. It's like now, before I make any major decisions, I always call my kids and I ask them, run it by them, get their opinion on it. I got 2 sons and they're both smart as hell. If you teach your kids long enough, it's just a matter of time before they turn around and teach you something that you needed to learn. Yeah, I would agree. The the people are getting brainwashed by the entertainment that they're intaking. You can actually go out in public in the United States and talk to people, and they honestly believe that space travel is in their future. I agree 100%. It's like we're brothers, okay? I swear. And the morals that I see, these I don't understand how some of these people can sit across the dinner table from their family after some of the shit that they've been thinking, saying, and doing. My conversations with my children are huge to me. But Hollywood is making these people think that it's okay to shoot one another. They think it's okay to get into a fist fight, yet our society throws them in jail for fist fighting. Well, my kids are excellent, man. Both my sons are better men than I will ever be, in my opinion. They're better educated, more knowledgeable, smarter, quicker. I mean, they're sharp. Yes, it was my target. I wanted to improve my bloodline. It was important to me to accomplish more than my father did. And at the same time, it was important for me to make sure that my sons exceed me and what I've accomplished. My this is probably a little too personal to be putting on a worldwide broadcast, but my father fathered me while he was in high school. I fathered my first son while I was in high school. And I determined that enough of that crap. So my oldest son did not father a child while he was in high school, and neither did my youngest son. So I succeeded. I was like, you got to wait. You got to be older. There's a chain of events going down in our bloodline that is not the right way. So you need to wait until you're older to have children. Yep. Well, bad things happen to bad people too. But smart people improve, learn from the mistake, and get better. And I think that's what I did with my own bloodline. I improved on what my father did, and my sons are improving on what I did. And I think that's the right way to go. I think that's the best way for my bloodline and the best way for society, in my opinion. Well, I'll probably have to start winding down the show here, Dave. I'm 149 into the broadcast. I don't want it to go over 159 because that affects my viewership on YouTube. So we got about 10 minutes left, brother. But afternoon chat, the star of the show are the people in the chat. So, Dave, you're the star today. You're the only one that got in and chatted. I appreciate you, brother. We got a few minutes left. If there's anything you want to talk about in particular, I got you covered. You and I think a lot alike. I know that. Hopefully, No problem, brother. I got you covered. Anything you ever want to discuss, I'll give you the airtime. You're welcome here anytime, brother. I respect you and I respect your opinions. Even if we don't agree. Okay. And I'm gonna smoke a bowl and go for a walk and get some fresh air. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. The people in the chat are the actual guest stars. I'm just the host. And I'm really not here, am I? Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A 100% free show. Not trying to sell you anything. Not trying to control or manipulate or scare anybody. Just an open opportunity for you to voice your opinion and let your voice be heard. I do need people to like and subscribe. That helps the channel, but it's also free. There's no charge for it. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate you, brother. You're a good man. The only thing you can do wrong in this chat is not follow the community guidelines established by YouTube. That's the only platform we're streaming on, so we got to not piss them off. Okay? We got to follow the rules, but as long as we're following the rules, there is no set structure to the show. The people in the chat actually determine what direction we're going. By design. No midstream ads, no commercials, no sponsors. The people in the chat, they determine everything. This is a worldwide live stream. So we have to be patient, be understanding, take time to hear one another out. In America and throughout the world, we need to learn to get along with one another, to live and let live. There's only the one planet, and we all have to share it. So let's be patient with one another. Let's be understanding. Let's be compassionate. You don't know what that other person is going through. You don't know what's on their mind. You have to give them the ability to express their thoughts, their ideas, and their dreams. The best thing we can do for our society is to be tolerant of one another, to live and let live. It's not your place to micromanage other people and tell them how to think or how to act. In the same token, it's not their place to micromanage your life and to tell you how to think or how to act. That's my opinion. In this show, you're allowed to get into the chat and voice your opinion. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. What matters is that you get to speak it freely. We all have a different perspective. The main thing that we got to understand is that our media nowadays is propaganda. They are not speaking 100% truth. As much as they want to, they are being biased. And they are trying to control and manipulate us. They're trying to divide us. There's one planet, there's one race of human beings. One group of human beings on one planet. Think about that. So let's get along. My philosophy is be nice to everybody all the time. You'll like the end result. That kindness that you offer to others will come back to you tenfold. In my opinion. That's the only thing I promise you is you're going to get my opinion. And if I don't know anything about what we're talking about, I'll tell you that. I'm not a know-it-all. Okay. Special shout out to Dave today for jumping into the chat. We appreciate your views. Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m., except for this Thursday, the 27th. It's a holiday here in the United States. We call it Thanksgiving. It's about breaking bread with family and friends. That's a good thing. Let's give thanks to that. Okay. We'll be back on Friday. But today's only Monday, so we still got Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Come see me tomorrow at 3. Have a great evening and be nice. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.